They'll start on the ground here on first down. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
And what I saw on film was a nearly unstoppable pass rush. 5 sacks last week, plenty of hurries given up. So now what do you do on offense in order to try and keep your quarterback upright?
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. Off play action. It's Howell. Open man is the tight end, John Bates. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 22 yards there, a first down.
And that was good protection there. No, that was great protection there because it allowed him to lock in on his receiver. Although I think he was looking for his tight end on the corner route all the way. Nice connection there for a really nice gain.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Back to throw, Howell. This is caught inside the 15. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big pickup of 38.
This play is a thing of beauty when it works as designed because they let the running back slip out of the backfield and head down the sideline on a wheel route. Number one, it's easy for him to get lost. And number two, really tough.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A great effort there. His 11th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, these guys scored touchdown after touchdown in that win a week ago. So how do they come out this week? Same way. They've got that momentum going, a touchdown on the opening drive.
I think it's safe to say that they're in a groove, isn't it? I mean, a lot of times we've seen where teams have scored a ton of points the week before. The very next week struggle to score almost as if they used it all up. Not in this case. This group appears locked in.
We're going to have to make some adjustments if you're on the other side of that football. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Devin Duvernay now returning from the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. Young quickly to the flat, and he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. You talk about this Washington defense. They were excellent a week ago in the victory over Arizona.
They forced 7 turnovers.
How many?
7. I mean, think about that number now. That's supposed to be a lucky number, right? Lucky for one side, unlucky for the other.
Claws red. Black shot. Ready?
Throwing, Young. Flush to his right. Open man downfield is Duvernay. And they work this well upfield across the 45. That one good for 26 and a first down.
We talk about mobility on quarterbacks all the time. Here's where it really pays off. Able to move, evade, and is accurate throwing on the run and picking up a first down.
The play fake. Now Young. And the Washington pressure gets to him. He will go down. Jonathan Allen able to drop him for a loss of 4 from his defensive tackle spot.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone.
Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, Their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. How about 5 sacks last week? We just saw their first one of this game.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long. Now Young. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Carolina. Devin Duvernay. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Panthers respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. Extra point splits the uprights, and we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And this late season game, of course, not lacking for drama when you talk about the AFC playoff picture.
Yeah, in a sense, it's the haves versus the have-nots, because this group on offense, they'd be a wild card if the postseason started today, but they know the guys on the other side of the ball are still in that dreaded in-the-hunt category, and they're hungry for a win today.
So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a yard. They'll go play action. Howell finds the open man. It's Mike Williams. Look at this. Middle of the field. A breakaway. A big play there on the catch and run. 61 yards. Here's Howell. This is caught. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1 yard line. Second and goal from the 1. Well, Howell's going to mix it up here. Back to throw again. Touchdown! Logan Thomas. A 1-yard touchdown reception. And Washington has taken the lead. Now the point after try for Santos. It's up and good, and it's 14-7 now here in the first quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This taken in at the goal line. And he will be taken down here as the first quarter of play will come to an end. Through one quarter, 14-7 our score.
Let's go.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you...
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jamin Davis. And he is going to bring this back inside the 20. As a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. 2nd and 7. Now they'll audible to something else. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Now Howell. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he is stopped just short on 3rd down. Got 9 yards, but needed 10.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll try and run for it. And he's not going to get there. Might have even lost a yard. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Panthers will get the football back. So he needed the short yardage, Charles. He elected to try to bounce it outside of the outer third, unsuccessful.
Sometimes those plays are stacked up by the defense and there's nowhere to go, so you have to bounce it outside. And some backs just get impatient. They want to go to where they think there's more open territory instead of going where the play was actually blocked. In any case, it didn't work here.
It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards. It moves the sticks.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Off the play fake, Young. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
But when you hit him on the move like that, and he's able to get into open field with a full head of steam, oh boy, it's going to be tough to get him down.
Yeah, there was a big window. They're lucky they did get him down. From Commander's territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47.
Green Jack.
Here is Young. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. He'll get that out wide to Duvernay. Call it a gain of a yard, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Again, it's Young. Escaping the pressure right. He gets this one to Hubbard, complete. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the second quarter, 14-7. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. That's taken in by Duvernay. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. First down now, but that clock rolling. Out of the gun, here's the give to Hubbard. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. The Panthers got to go quickly. They're moving with a sense of urgency right now. Second down, another chance for Hubbard. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now third down.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play, getting 1 more yard wouldn't have been much of a problem. But apparently it was, and now it's third down.
Young on 3rd and 2, eluding the pressure right. And he'll just throw this one over in the way of the security crew. Incomplete here.
Well, it's been a tough go for them. These guys have been driving down the field, but defensively, once they got their backs to the goal line, turned up the pressure, that's going to lead to a 4th down. Well played.
Frank Reich here on 4th down is ready to try for 3. From the left hash, he'll have to cut this at a tight angle. And his kick here is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
This fielded right at the goal line. And some good special teams coverage as they bring him down just outside of the 15. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half. If you're a coach, you'll absolutely take that run every time on 1st down because it really sets you up to go in a number of directions here on 2nd.
Here's a 2nd and 5. Howell now to throw it. Oh, he rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Jeremy Chinn picks it off, and he'll get this back to the 32-yard line.
Certainly feels like the classic second guess, but let's be honest about it. They had a chance going to halftime with the lead. Why did they take a chance with a throw there? I don't understand that.
Well, that's what I'm wondering, and now this defense has to try to protect that lead going into the locker room.
Come on, 38.
And they'll run on 1st down with Hubbard. And he's going to take this one down to the 25. The Panthers going to use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1. Now 2nd and 3.
22 needle. Slide through.
From the shotgun, it's Young. Checks this down to Hubbard. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. The Panthers have the first. It's a gain of 12.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago. There's another one right there.
Set, ready.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Young now. Flushed out right. And he'll just get rid of it.
I'm really liking what I'm seeing from this defense because their coverage has been playing at a shutdown level so far. Even backed up late, they're forcing incompletions and fighting to keep them out of the end zone as the first half winds down.
Young's incompletion on 1st down leads to a 2nd and 10. Now back to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. It's a 10-yard gain there to set him up 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover, and they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their third and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
Here we go.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is second and long.
Hut, hut.
It's Young off play action, rolling to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Boy, that was lockdown coverage there. He's scanning for someone to come open. But that was great work to blanket everyone. And in the end, he's just got to throw it away.
Let's go now.
Third and goal, and still a long way from the end zone.
Ready, ready.
Here's Young from the shotgun. Flush to his right. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th. So they won't get a touchdown, but here's a chance to at least get 3 to end the first half. From the right hash, and this one just a chippy. And his kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now at 14-13. So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. 1 second, all that remains. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. The Panthers going to get the football first, trailing here as well as we resume play in this second half. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. This offense, Charles, had a strong first half throwing the football, at least in terms of yardage, but that hasn't translated so far on the scoreboard as they begin the third quarter here, trailing and looking for a little momentum.
Yeah, you're right about that because, let's face it, in the first half, most of their focus was in the passing game. And to their credit, resulted in a healthy amount of yardage. So I would think that at halftime, they're going to anticipate that defense loosening up a little bit to try and cover the passing lanes. They've got to get the running game going, and there should be some gaps to run through now.
On second down, here's a run with Hubbard. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Third and short yardage, Young. He's got his running back out of the backfield. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
There he goes left side. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. In Washington territory now. Here's first and 10 at the 41. On play action, Young. And his throw is incomplete.
Nice progress down the field was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Young's incompletion on first down leads to a 2nd and 10.
43 rail.
He'll look to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to be down at the 35, gain of 7.
Such a tough position to defend near the line, even when you add a second defender, but the big man shrugged off the extra body and made the play call a success.
Ready.
7th play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3. To throw, Young. He's got his target. That's complete. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
Ready, break. Red, cycle. Right, 97.
They'll run out of the gun. It's Hubbard. He's able to work free for about 6 down to the 18. And quickly they get to the line. To throw on 2nd down is Young. Dancing to his left. And he wisely will throw that one away.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
A field goal would get him the lead, but that's not what they're shooting for as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try a little trickery here on the end around. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4.
Even though positive yardage was gained on that play, I think the defense has to be happy. Obviously, they were prepared for some trick plays coming into the game, and they looked very aware that those could happen on any given down.
Frank Reich, he didn't even seem hesitant about this. He wants to go for it on 4th down. They go play action. Young rolling to his left. And Young will slide to the ground safely as he picks up the 1st down as well. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the 1st.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
1st down, Young. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. From 10 yards out. And the Panthers have taken the lead as they go right down the field and score on the opening drive of the 2nd half. Well, Charles, he's still a young signal caller in this league, 2nd year in the NFL. And I don't know if last year as a rookie, if he would have worked through his progressions like he did on that touchdown pass.
I think you're right about that. We're seeing him grow up right in front of our eyes because when he went to his prime.
And this is going to be intercepted. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense.
Running game working, they'll stick with it on 1st down. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
Well, how about the big guy there showing some agility? He just flowed from his D-tackle position in order to make that play.
From a couple of yards beyond midfield, here's 2nd and 8. Here's a handoff out of the gun. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. They give him 16 yards there, and it's a Washington first down. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at FedEx Field. It's Washington with the football, but trailing here as we begin quarter number 4.
Let's go now.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. This time they'll throw it with Howell. And this is caught. It's Brown. And he's going to be brought down at about the 16. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after. Second down, Howell now. And it's intercepted at the goal line. It's Tariq Castro-Fields who picked it, and the Panthers force the turnover. They'll take over at the 10. So that, a definite deflator there on the interception.
Yeah, you work your way down the field thinking you're in position for a go-ahead score, but all it takes is one errant throw, and this one winds up a turnover.
And now the drive starts with a completion out to the right, and they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
Here we go. Set.
Now a 2nd and 2.
Claws red. Set.
Young. He'll dump this one off to Hubbard. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Give him 10 there. Good enough for a Panther first down.
Well, that was a pretty favorable situation there. What would you call that? 2nd and manageable? Smart play, too. Didn't force it downfield when he didn't have it. Just checked it down, let him get the first down, and that's exactly what he did.
A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. And in this situation with the lead 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
On the ready.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3.
Drill green. Hut.
Now Young. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they're going to hurry back to the line now.
Striker. 3-3. You. Yellow. Blue striker. White. White. Hut. Hut.
Young on first down. Throwing the out route and complete. That's Hubbard. And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it could turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
Escaping the pressure right. Over the middle, hauled in by Shark. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 44-yard line. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. It's Young on first down. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And whistles, and we're going to have another stoppage of play as they call the timeout on defense with 1:53 left. So maybe just a momentary setback on what's been a great drive so far, but 2nd and 13 here. Now Young. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Okay, ready?
The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down.
Needle blue. Slide through.
Here's Young. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Taken down for the 5th time this game. Multiple defenders there to get him. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they stop it prior to what will be an important 4th down. Here's Johnny Hekker now, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st and 10.
Chap 60, chap 60. Chap, check.
Here's Howell. He's got McLaurin. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete. Couple extra defensive backs out there in the dime, and because of that, really not many places to throw the football, if any.
And typically, what would you want to do against that dime?
Run the football.
You want to run the ball, but you can't do it in this situation. Not nearly enough time on the clock. You having to really navigate against a tough defense presented against you.
Panther 60, Panther 60. Ready?
Howell to throw. Williams brings it in. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there, picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as the understanding where they are on the field?
18 Cardinal, 70 Ranger, go!
They'll look to throw. Thomas brings it in. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That's what they need right now. Get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock.
Just playing smart football, understanding the situation, making the plays necessary, and making sure that clock stops at every opportunity.
He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown. And they've taken the lead here in the final minute. CD, that was an all-or-nothing drive to win this football game, and they rose to the occasion to take the lead here in the waning moments.
And how about how they got it done? No timeouts left. They take it downfield, execute perfectly, and get it done. Now they don't leave their opponent with a heck of a lot of time on the clock.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and the lead is now 2. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This is 1st and 10. Young to throw. They'll roll him out right. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Probably time for 2 more shots, and ideally, they'd like to get to midfield or so they have a chance at a Hail Mary on the final play.
Here's 2nd down.
Black Ultra. Ready.
Young. He's going to let it fly. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
I'll fucking do this!
Down to a knee here.
GG's, bro. I'll fucking do this!
See if they want to use him. So a victory here for the Commanders, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game.